All right, it is almost race time for the BSM, and most of you who've been training hard swimming, biking, and running, and you're all prepared for those events. But what is often the most stressful thing on race day has little to do with the actual events, but everything else surrounding it, like where do I park, where do I go, and how do I put my number on, and what does transition area look like? This year we have upgraded for the race, and you're going to find actual transition racks. These are a benefit to you because they make things a little bit more organized, and they definitely take care of your bike better, so you don't have to lay your bike on the asphalt. So let's talk a little bit about how things are set up. What you're going to do is you're going to arrange your bikes facing opposite directions. So you can see we have bike facing away, bike facing towards us, away, towards us, away, towards us. All right? How you hang them on the rack in that alternating direction is right here on the nose. There are some creative ways you can hang your bike on the back of the saddle, on your brakes, which is not a good thing for the bike, and I'm sure you could get more creative, but again, it's right here on the nose. You hook it, front tire will naturally hang to the ground. Now we have two great examples here of what might happen to you, where we have a bike that is less than 50 centimeters on a road bike or less than small on a mountain bike, and the tire is actually not touching the ground, which is okay. It's just going to hang there and float. And that is how you put your bike on. So let's spend a couple minutes with just a couple of quick tips on your transition setup. So for transition setup, you really want to think operating room and not garage sale. All right, operating room, not garage sale. When you come out of the water, you're going to be dripping wet, and your feet might have picked up some grass and debris. So you can keep a separate water bottle here that is going to be used not for drinking, but just for hosing the grit off your feet if you want to do that. If you're changing into a shirt and don't have a tri-top, that's the first thing you're grabbing, along with perhaps an extra hand towel if you want that, and stepping on the front of your towel. All of this you'll see is set up by the front tire. You're going to be tempted to put it in back, so by the rear tire where there's the space underneath it, but you're going to have to trust me that it's easier to put it by the front tire when it comes time to pull the bike off of the rack and go. Also remember that your neighbor is also going to be putting it up by their front tire on the other side, so you have a little bit more room to work with. In a perfect world, we're 18 inches wide. You can take a little bit more space. And again, in a perfect world, we're behind the tire, meaning that way. But again, you can take a little extra space. So you hose yourself down, maybe wipe the feet down, and throwing your race shirt on to get on the bike. Stack everything in the order that you need it, and so we want to make sure we never forget the helmet. We're always going to put that on top of the shoes, because you might forget the helmet, you're never going to forget shoes. And in there you've got glasses, gloves, you put the helmet on and buckle it before you go, before you even take the bike off the rack. If you have bike shoes, you're putting those on. If you're biking and run shoes, then you're putting those on. And you're grabbing the bike. How to take the bike off, it's really simple. You're just setting it down, rolling it out underneath. All right? When you come back, same story, hooking it right on that nose. All right? Same story from previous years. Up by the gate, you're going to find the mount line, so do not get on your bike until you're past the mount line, past the gates. And then coming back, make sure you're riding those brakes coming down the hill, because you're going to come to a complete stop, get off your bike before you hit the gates coming in. Now you're taking the helmet off after the bike's racked, setting that down, and again, everything else is in order. I'm going to recommend that you put a hat down in transition. Even if you don't wear a hat or visor, you're putting it down as a simple reminder to take your helmet off, because you don't want to be that triathlete who goes out of the transition area running with the bike helmet. And if you put a hat down, even if you have no intention of racing in it, that'll be your friendly reminder to take the helmet off. All right? Put the run gear on, and you're off and running. And that's it. If you want a full explanation of the transition setup and a brief race strategy, you can click down below. There is a link in the notes in the comment section here on YouTube that will give you the full story on how to transition. That's it. Good luck and have fun out there.